Education makes a person easy to lead but difficult to drive, easy to govern but impossible to enslave. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second graduation virtual ceremonies of Batch 2021 of Pancian Elementary School, Schools Division of Ilocos Norte. To start with, may we witness the virtual entrance of the candidates for graduation, followed by the movers in their processional.
Let us all stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, followed by a doxology courtesy of the Schools Division of Ilocos Norte.
Tumayo po tayong lahat, ilagay ang kanang kamay sa ating dibdib at sabay-sabay nating awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Dakilang may likha sa kalingat pang-unawa, mangyari ang iyong diwa sa langit at sa lupa. Bigyan mo ng sapat ang lahat sa araw-araw, turo ang magparaya gaya ng iyong gawa. Iadyan niyo kami sa pagmamataas upang maiwaksi ang lupit at dahas. At samahang lumikha ng pamayanan payapa sa kalikasan, kabuhayan, kakanyahan, paniniwala.
Pagudpud, nalasbangken, nalibnos, daydayawen, maitantanog, gaput aplaw, angin, anadalos, lugar apagtungidan, di amyanan, pagtangtang siti ka ilukwan, gaput puraw, akadaratan, sadyay baybay kapipintasan. Kailyan intay ngag ayaten, ili tayo nga nagpaydumat kayen. Tapno intay magunod, kalikagong tay anarup-rup. Agbyag, di pagudpud, kagimungan anaurnos. Nasaliwan-wan panagbiag, mangtedrag sa isang kailyan. Mamustik na, pagpiknikan, pagpasyaran, pagpalpalamiisan, nasinaw adanong tikarayan, agkakaimas alames, pakakitaan, banbantay, nangangato, narurukbos, akay kayo, mangtetupog, makaay-ayo, punan salon at kenrekta, dagiti tattao. Kailyan intay ngag ayaten, ili tayo nga kalikagong tay anarupro. Agbyag, ti pagupot, kagimungan anaurnos. Kasaliwanwan a panagbyag, mangtedrag sa isang kailyan. Napanayag, pagtatalunan, pagmulaan na dumaamakan. Tantanap, narway akanyugan, nalalang to aminuyungan. Sangsanga ini, mapnekta, awan kaasping na abuya. Dito'y pagudpud, masarakan, nangayet anak kaparswaan. Kailyan intay nga dayate, ili tayo nga nagpaydumat kayen. Tapno intay magunod, kalikagong tay anarupro. Agbyag, ti pagudpud, kagimungan anaurnos. Kasaliwanwan a panagbyag, mangtedrag sa isang kailyan. Tattao, nagaget, agtuturay ana sa saldet. Nasimbeng, panagtutunos, panagrang ay maibagnos. Kailyan intay nga dayate, ili tayo nga nagpaydumat kayen. Tapno intay magunod, kaligagong tay anarupro. Agbyag, ti pagupot, kagimungan anaurnos. Kasaliwanwan a panagbyag, mangtedrag sa isang kailyan. Kasaliwanwan a panagbyag, mangtedrag sa isang kailyan.
Anak mo ang malalatakan, nagan mo rin kami waragawa, itiyaminan sa malubungan. Ikas ang lulunod kayo sa Juan Pagilian, Juan Ken Antonio Luna, Ricarte Agripay Ken Ablan, Kenda Tumapay Daman, Ken Escoda, anak mo at malalatakan, nagan mo rin kami waragawa, itiyaminan sa malubungan. Ilongod Norte, Tampok Pagyanan, Ikat Tangkit, Kailo, pangyanan itatagpi sa ilukwan.
Rika Danielle Califo, with honors, will welcome us all for today's ceremony.
Our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Juan A. Corpus, our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Epifanio G. Rico Jr., Municipal and Barangay officials, our untiring PTA President, Mr. Jerwin T. Badwa, our most esteemed school head, Mr. Eduardo H. Galia, members of the faculty, visitors, dear parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to all. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your virtual presence. I welcome you most sincerely to share with us the feeling of happiness in our hearts. Your presence contributes to the happiness we feel today. My friends, we are now ending another chapter of our lives. As we look back through the years, we can't help but raise a voice of gratitude despite this tremendous threat to our day-to-day living brought by this pandemic. On this graduation day, we take this occasion to convey our sincere thanks to our parents, to our beloved mentors, benefactors, and friends who with patience and tolerance have earnestly helped us in our studies, especially that self-learning module as a modality is new yet challenging to us. Indeed, you merit our deepest gratitude. We are fully aware that graduation does not mean the end of all our efforts, but rather, it means a step away toward a distant goal, the next ladder of education. Despite uncertainties, we feel ready to meet the challenges that are far greater than what we have just met and successfully overcome. I'm confident that the strong foundation imbued to us by this School of Learning will carry us through the possible shackles in our lives. Poverty, rapid advances of ICT, the fast-pacing world, and even this global pandemic. It does not matter, for I am a Filipino learner. Fellow graduating learners, let us add luster to the name of our alma mater. Even in so doing, we are required to exert the greatest of our efforts, and whatever the fruits of our labor, let it be dedicated to the welfare of our alma mater, country, and above all to the glory of God. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the 34 candidates for graduation, I welcome you all!
Dr. Eduardo H. Galia, Head Teacher 3 of Pancian Elementary School, will now present the candidates for graduation, followed by petition for confirmation by Public School Division Supervisor Dr. Epifanio G. Rico Jr. and the confirmation of graduation and message by the Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Joan A. Corpus, CESO 5.
Our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joan A. Corpus, CESO 5, I have the honor to present to you the 34 candidates for graduation, of which 20 are boys and 14 are girls, of Pancian Elementary School, school year 2020-2021. I certify that they have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the K-12 basic education curriculum under the Department of Education. May I also request Dr. Epifanio G. Rico Jr., Public Schools District Supervisor of Pagudpud District, Pagudpud, Ilocos Norte, for the petition and confirmation of their graduation.
Dr. Joan A. Corpus, CESO 5, Schools Division Superintendent, Schools Division of Ilocos Norte. Madam, upon the presentation and certification of the school head that these candidates for graduation have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the K-12 basic education curriculum of the Department of Education, in my capacity as the Public Schools District Supervisor, I hereby petition for the confirmation of their graduation this day in the year of our Lord 2021 at Ilocos Norte, Philippines.
By the authority vested in me by the Secretary of Education as the Schools Division Superintendent of the Schools Division of Ilocos Norte, and acting on the certification of your school head that you have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the K-12 curriculum, and upon the strong recommendation and petition of the Public Schools District Supervisor or Education Program Supervisor in charge of your school for the confirmation of your graduation or completion. I, Joan A. Corpus, in my capacity as the Schools Division Superintendent, now confirm you graduates or completers for the school year 2020-2021 with all the rights, honors, privileges, as well as duties and obligations thereto appertaining. Starting today, you are eligible for admission to the next level of education. Congratulations and good luck.
At this juncture, I have the honor to present these learners who have excelled in their studies. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the cream of the crop of Pancian Elementary School batch 2020 and 2021. Calipo Rica Daniel with high honors. De Casa Jeric W. with high honors. Paleracio Benji S. with high honors. Reyes Chikaina B. with high honors. Borromeo Angelica May S. with honors. Calipo Tricia Nicole T. with honors. Garanya Kurt Harvey A. with honors. Linda Crystal Shane P. with honors. Nunatura Jelly Kim P. with honors. Ortega Miko P. with honors. Kitoriano Frances Sara O. with honors. The Academic Excellence Address by Jeric De Casa with high honors.
It was not so long ago when I dared to dream, and not so long ago when I dared to take the first essential steps towards the fulfillment of my elementary education. Today, together with my batchmates, celebrate our success after all these years of hardships, struggles, and perseverance. We reminisce the challenges that stood before us, and we savor the victories that came upon our hands. From the start that I went to school, I always dreamed of being the best. So I strived to be on top of the class, but failed to what I dreamed for some years. Despite of that, I continue to strive hard for me to reach my goal, and that is being to the top one of the class. I never lose. Rather, I was inspired to do better, and with that, I managed to be on top of the class this last year of my elementary. Standing here in front of everybody, have these feelings of pride and happiness, because I've proven to myself that I can be the best of what I am, only if I will strive hard and have a sense of determination and perseverance. Young as I am today, I can say that failures and trials should not be the reason for us to say no and never try to do something. Rather, let us make them an inspiration to do better. Let them strengthen our character. To my fellow graduates, we end up one glorious chapters of our lives, and a new one will begin. New adventures, new friendships, new series of struggles. But with the things we learned from Pancian Elementary School, let's keep boldly stepping towards the fulfillment of our dreams and aspirations. Along the way, we may meet a lot of trials, but our burning desire to reach our goal will keep us from straying or not giving up. Along the way were many uncertainties, but certain of beacon of light will show us the right path to take. Before we finally leave the center stage of Pancian Elementary School, we would like to thank the personas who have turned to what we are now. To our beloved parents, Saan nga mabusbos nga panagyaman ti ipaaymi kada kayo, nanang ken tatang. To our teachers, we are forever grateful for the sacrifices and selfless service you have given us. Itan nga maamiris mi nga dagiti panagungungit yo kada kami ket para metlaeng iti pagsayaatan mi. The knowledge and skills you have taught us will be our armor and shield in facing the world with head up high. To our teachers, we are forever grateful for the sacrifices and selfless service you have given us. Itan nga maamiris mi nga dagiti panagungungit yo kada kami ket para metlaeng iti pagsayaatan mi. The knowledge and skill you have taught us will be our armor and shield in facing the world with head up high. Thank you very much for the opportunities you have given us to develop our potentials and abilities. To our friends and schoolmates, we are about to part ways to find the right track that lies ahead. We will forever cherish the memories, both laughter and pain, we shared together. But I know deep within my heart, we may be miles away. We will always be there in one accord, chasing the impossible dreams that are planned for us. To our dear Pancian Elementary School, thank you very much for carrying us for 6 years. Now that we are leaving you, we cannot help but to carry with us the victories we have with you. The class of 2021 will leave you a legacy which will forever be etched in your history as an institution of basic education. To all of you who help us become what we are now, our heartfelt gratitude. Above all, the Almighty Father, gift of life, the wisdom and the expertise you have bestowed upon us. We prayed earnestly that you continue to guide us as we follow direction towards the attainment of our dreams. Fellow graduates, we must put in our minds that graduation day is not the end. Instead, the beginning, a stepping stone towards the new step of our lives. At this moment, we are embarking the voyage of life, an unknown sea, the future. For if we pursue studying, we will always be the matter for one's better living. Education is the best armor in life, for this is the only thing that one cannot take away from us, and it is the only that we can give to our fruits of love, sooner or later. Lastly, let us remember a quotation which goes this way. What matters in this world is not where we stand, but to what direction we are moving. According to a famous writer, destiny is not a matter of chance, but it is a matter of choice. Thank you and mabuhay.
Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Joan A. Corpus, CESO 5, will now deliver her message to the graduates.
Respected local government officials, DepEd, Division, schools officials, Barangay and Parent Teachers Association officials, school heads, teachers, parents, stakeholders, learners, graduates and completers, guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to one and all. My warmest congratulations to all the members of Batch 2021. This school year will always be considered as the most challenging period in the history of the Department of Education. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought challenges in all the sectors around the world, and the field of education is no exemption. In order to provide and sustain our clarion call of promoting quality, relevant, and liberating education, despite all the adversities that we currently face, we have devised multiple ways so that learning still continues. We have experienced grueling transitions and birth pains, but we never surrendered because we are one team with one common dream. At first, the learning modalities that we have employed in the new normal have brought despair and distraction. But we have overcome these because of your dedication and determination. I feel delighted to congratulate you on this pivotal facet of your lives. After several months of enduring the struggles brought about by the global crisis in the educative process, you are now ready to ignite the torch of excellence, which you have earned through your incomparable patience and perseverance. Your teachers have provided you with the most fitting kind of instruction, which you need as you continue your quest for the fulfillment of your dreams. I congratulate them for serving as game changers in the new education landscape. From ordinary facilitators inside your classrooms, they eagerly transform themselves as module writers, online teachers, teacher broadcasters, and radio announcers to cater to your needs and interests while you are learning at home. I believe that every parent wants to invest the future of his or her children to the best school he or she knows. As such, my gratitude is offered to them because they have entrusted your early education to the Schools Division of Ilocos Norte. Our battle against COVID-19 became easier because they are always there to serve as your shield, shelter, and strength. My sincerest appreciation is also given to the provincial government of Ilocos Norte and all the benevolent stakeholders for their incomparable support to the programs, projects, and activities of the Schools Division. The strong partnerships and linkages that they have built with us serve as our instruments in combating the challenges caused by the pandemic. At this important milestone of your lives, please be reminded that the greatest rewards that you have are the values that you have obtained from the tales of trials that have been through during the school year. Make these as sources of inspiration for you to do more and be more. I pray that the Lord will forever guide you as you step to the next rung of the educational ladder. Always take the positive path, and He will crown you with success that you truly deserve. To all of you, our dear graduates and our completers, good luck in your new journey. Happy graduation, and God bless you.
Let us now listen to the message of the Secretary of the Department of Education, Honorable Leonor Magtolis Briones.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day, wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many, many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing, because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out, to the world. Do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the graduates of Pancian Elementary School, batch 2020 and 2021. Ale James Rian E. Parents, Mr. Crisante and Mrs. Isidra Ale. Borromeo Angelica May S. Parents, Mr. Villamor and Mrs. Carla Rica Borromeo. Bumanglag Kyler R. Parents, Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Leslie Yara Bumanglag. Kalagian Leanne F. Parents, Mr. Elvis and Mrs. Gilberta Kalagian. Calipo Rica Daniel. Parent, Miss Oriente Calipo. Calipo Tricia Nicole T. Parents, Mr. Ferdinand and Mrs. Genosa Calipo. De Casa Jeric W. Parents, Mr. Leopoldo and Mrs. Divina De Casa. Francisco April E. Parents, Mr. Joel and Mrs. Rosemary Francisco. Galang Charles Wesley T. Parents, Mr. Christopher Wendell and Leslie Galang. Garanya Kurt Harvey A. Parents, Mr. Nasser and Mrs. Janice Garanya. Garanya Marco Ezequiel O. Parents, Mr. Junel and Mrs. Lorena Garanya. Lagundino Lance Jacob T. Parents, Mr. Michael and Mrs. Rowenalyn Lagundino. Laureta Aaron Jaires C. Parents, Mr. Simpliciano and Mrs. Lisa Laureta. Laureta Frances Eiras C. Parents, Mr. Rian and Mrs. Ederlina Laureta. Linda Cristal Shane P. Parents, Mr. Richard and Mrs. Sherilyn Linda. Lorenzo Kyle Almar P. Parents, Mr. Alan and Mrs. Maribel Lorenzo. Malenab BJL. Parents, Mr. JR and Mrs. Elizabeth Malenab. Mariano Christy Rain M. Parents, Mr. Romel and Joanna Mariano. Nonatura Jelly Kim P. Parents, Mr. Gerardo and Mrs. Margarita Nunatura. Ortega Israel. Parent, Miss Mitchley Ortega. Ortega Miko P. Parent, Mrs. Mary Ann Ortega. Ortega Nofa Alexa G. Parents, Mr. Gilbert and Mrs. Marilu Ortega. Paleracio Benji S. Parents, Mr. Roji and Mrs. Carmela Paleracio. Paleracio RBP. Parents, Mr. Romel and Mrs. Belinda Paleracio. Pedronan Vanessa R. Parents, Mr. Randy and Mrs. Maricel Pedronan. Kitoriano Frances Sara O. Parents, Mr. Fernando and Mrs. Sheila Grace Kitoriano. Ramones Denver June C. Parents, Mr. Adolfo Jr. and Mrs. Ginalyn Ramones. Reyes Shikaina B. Parents, Mr. Richard and Mrs. Odessa Reyes. Sales Jairus Kane A. Parents, Mr. Douglas and Mrs. Rona Jane Sales. Subing Andre O. Parents, Mr. Aldrin and Mrs. Reyes Subing. Talimungan Gabriel B. Parents, Mr. Eduardo and Mrs. Maria Sandra Talimungan. Tarampi Christian Janiera Alea G. Parents, Mr. Oliver and Mrs. Christine Joy Tarampi. Chu Franz Austin P. Parents, Mr. Francisco and Abigail Chu. Chu Kurt Covain M. Parents, Mr. Johnvel and Mrs. Roseanne Chu. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pledge of Loyalty by Shekinah B. Reyes with high honors.
Classmates, raise your right hand and follow after me. We, the members of the graduating class 2020 to 2021 of Pancian Elementary School, do hereby solemnly pledge to strive hard to pursue our goals and ambitions, to help preserve and conserve our country's natural resources, and maintain a wholesome environment, to join hand in hand with moral and discipline, with pride, honor, and integrity, with courage, fortitude, and determination to participate in the restoration of justice, equality, and respect for others, to exert effort for the glory and honor of our beloved alma mater, to serve our Almighty God, our country, and mankind. So help us God.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have Mr. Tim Arvin C. Agbayani, one of the grade 6 advisors of Pancian Elementary School, for the closing remarks.
To all the graduates present here today in this momentous event, I commend you for the hard work you put in reaching what you have achieved today. As graduates, do not think that learning will stop here. Treat this graduation day as a gateway to a higher level of learning. As young adults, a new task is at hand to better understand your craft, master it, and possibly achieve great things in doing so. There will always be trouble along the way. But with all that have been said, do not see tomorrow with a dim light, for what lies beyond this day could be the highlight of your lives, the well-deserved fruit of all your labor. Remember that money is earned and spent, but experience and wisdom, through dedication, hard work, and strong faith, will take you places and give you happiness that no amount of money can buy. And finally, I would like to congratulate your parents for a job well done in raising such successful learners. Good day and God bless.
For 4 years, all I've been told is that senior year is gold. But I guess that ship's already been sold. No last first day, no more regular school days, just staying at home and working over the phone. No Friday night football, just the last minute Zoom calls. No spirit week, no pep rallies are old. This isn't what the movies told me. This isn't what was guaranteed to me. This isn't what was said to be. Oh, I'm fine, you're fine. Just have to leave without all our last time. Oh, seniors 2021, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Just counting the days till we are all done. No, there's not gonna be a dance. No, there's not even a chance. Last year's were final memories, but they only remind me of treachery. Oh, the TV screen didn't mention this scene. Just something else the